on toxic masculinity, I actually feel like I don't know, it is very prevalent in like Nigerian society, and it's reinforced by like religion and tradition. If that makes any sense. Like you can see like a pastor who would come out and be like, a woman's duty is to be subservient to her husband, and I think that is like ample example of toxic masculinity in Nigeria.
Yeah, I think the culture in Nigeria really perpetuates toxic masculinity because in Nigeria it's like if you're a man, then you get it's like it switches that whole idea of just protecting. It's now like I can do whatever I want to people under me. Right? A lot of them
more as far as the man of the house,
Exactly.
Like it's that title of that they used to like enforce their toxic traits on like everyone.
Of course, I can beat you if you do something wrong. Exactly.
You're my wife, so it's your God-given right to wash my pants, or it's your God-given right to worship me and make me a demigod.
Yeah, and a lot of those churches don't help either. The culture.
I mean, the entire the cultural or the Nigerian society, I mean, from the past, like now you can see a little shift in the way things are. But like,
but it's not really like a big shift.
Yeah, that's
you can't even see it as a little shift. It's more like.
But you can tell because I mean, like there are more like people are more outspoken about like violence in
like
house,
domestic settings.
Domestic violence, household violence.
No, I say household.
Household.
No, household. Household.
Oh, household. Yeah. Like, I mean, if you see like once like there is a case of domestic violence in a somewhat civilized set,
like a neighborhood,
it's somewhat civilized part of Nigeria, I mean, so like Lagos, some parts of Lagos, parts of Abuja.
Nah, man.
Like some parts of all this, like in a somewhat civilized society, within the society, like a microcosm of the
that's what I call the
place.
Neighborhood professor.
Neighborhood, yes. Yeah, like once there is a case of domestic violence going on, you see people like other women and even sometimes men, other men in the environment like actually try to intervene and they not advise the woman to leave like she should go until everything comes down, or like you try to talk to the man or see if she can get this way to help provide a safe space for like the victim, because it's not always it's not the man that's always the perpetrator of the violence. Sometimes he's the victim.
And a lot of people that do that have
I mean, of course, but like there is, you can see. It's very small.
But I feel like the issue of domestic violence, in this kind of like, as in terms of like toxic masculinity, it's like another topic of discussion. Because
obviously,
as he said, like sometimes women, or most times women, not like let me say, but like women also beat men, in Nigeria. But like it's not just in Nigeria, it's not as common, but it happens. And like how it is seen, like let's say in US, they laugh it up, but sometimes some people actually take it seriously. Like, but in Nigeria, if you're beaten by a wife, you're pretty much I don't know, man. You're pretty much I don't pay that bill. But I don't feel that way. But like I just say like it's just so that
is like because you're not in the same situation. Right? When in a Nigerian home, right, where the woman is beating for some reason, it seems like it's that whole thing of since you're supposed to be this big strong man and then you're not letting her whoop your ass or whatever. It's not like you're such a you're too much of a coward to do anything. Because agreeably, I would say that is not masculine too. The fact that you don't stand up for yourself. It's not the fact. It's not the fact that it's not beating.
It's not seen as masculine.
Nobody's saying when she wants to hit you, you dodge and you
hit her. But just
the fact exactly. And that's I feel like that's something that
that's exactly a problem with like calm people, like calm guys.
There's no calm and being exactly.
There's a difference.
There's of like hell, like I'm a really calm person, but like no one can walk over me, you get. I mean, like I give you back what you give me, but like I am.
I believe in general, right? We want to say a man should be someone like that is kind, right? you're kind to everyone. However, we all know that some shitheads. So if someone tries something, you shouldn't like cower away.
Yeah,
you stand your ground.
Exactly, that form.
You're switching from
being
passive
stand
to
up
being like
to
active.
injustice.
Yeah.
To what you believe in. Stand up for yourself. So
That makes sense.
So that in itself, that is your idea of a what's the word I'm looking for?
healthy masculinity.
Of healthy masculinity, yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's what's supposed to
But so toxic.
Well, I think that being like in like that healthy masculine like state of mind is like you have to be like being both in touch with your masculine side and your feminine side.
So saying what do you mean by masculine side?
Like
So you're saying everybody has not everybody masculine and feminine side, or
no. I won't say that everybody's born with a masculine and feminine side. I would rather say that like everybody's born with that innate instinct about hunter-gatherer society, that whole predator instinct. You get my point? Like the hunter instinct. I mean, not predator. Sorry. Like the hunter instinct. Like the basic, like the basic, like to provide for our basic needs, like food, water, all of the kind of things, like being the provider, going out to like hunter-gatherer. You get my point?
Yeah.
You get, everybody's born with that. We're having those two should I say two states of mind, like I need to get mine. You get my point?
Yeah,
I need to get mine.
What's the second stage?
Like
that's the first stage. Yeah. Then what's the second
like
stage?
taking care of like your offspring and stuff like that. It's like you have those two states of mind. You get my point?
I'm doing the same thing, but you're getting this for your offspring.
No. That's the thing about like people are actually like we think about ourselves first before we think about others. Even though as much as you love your child.
I mean,
No,
it depends.
No.
When a child comes
What's
into
a
the
child?
picture, it
Exactly.
usually flips things.
Exactly, like
That's the whole
everything
idea.
you're like, even everything your parents
Once
do
the
right
child
now is
comes
for
into
you.
the
Like
once the child
you
comes
really
into
think about
the
yourself.
picture, you sacrifice yourself for them.
Yes. I mean,
Yes, I'm wrong.
depends. Yeah, that's it.
Because I think the way a healthy mindset to masculinity would be like, because at least I've said from my point of view, it's the whole idea of protecting and leading, and taking care of people.
But that's what we did as hunters, like the hunter-gatherer.
That's fine, but what I'm saying is, now the way it's misinterpreted or misconstrued is that because you're this big person that is a leader or that takes charge or stands up for himself. You know how we talked about toxic masculinity is when you now use that to oppress people instead of uplifting them. The people that see you shouldn't be scared of you. It's this kind of thing where you lift them up more so, right? Instead of pushing them down because you're stronger in some form or way, because you're more assertive. It should be a situation where those people who aren't as assertive as you, who aren't as strong as you, who aren't as this or that, you try and help them, right? Ideally, that's the whole thing. For those that can't stand for themselves, you do it for them. And that's why I feel like the whole we shouldn't get you wrong and try to make men women.
Yeah.
Right?
Women in what sense?
Man, like a traditional, the biological man, right? Who's supposed to show masculine traits. We shouldn't try
to show masculine traits based on it.
based on your man.
Based on your man.
biology.
That's the thing I'm trying to get here. Is that I'm for the argument that society is what teaches people to be men.
No, but
It tells you that this is the role that you're supposed to play. Yeah, because you have like this. Like
Yeah,
you're born
but you
with
play
this
that
set.
Yeah, but you're playing that role.
You're playing that role because of that's what you were born like because of your gender.
biology.
Because of your gender. Yeah, it's because of your gender. Your gender makes you play those roles.
No, but you have that
You get my point?
differences.
So what does it truly mean to be a man? All this, like, let's bring the issue of even transgenders that feel like they're men.
Feel what they feel. We're not in the business of feelings.
No.
Because
they have those masculine, but they have those masculine traits too.
What traits? They have.
Girls that act like boys, like growing up here, we also tomboy. We were
Yeah.
classmates with some tomboys, we were friends with tomboys. Yeah, they were even to some degree they even felt more manly. I'm going to be honest. There's this girl that was straight up. She was more manly than us.
Yeah, but she's not though, at the end of the day. Right?
Mhm.
She's not the person that is
Based on gender, she's not.
No, on pure biology, right? The fact that
That's gender. Though.
no, This is what I'm saying.
Biology is gender.
This is what I'm saying. This is the point I'm trying to make.
Mm-hmm.
The way society decides to construe the roles you play is a lot based on your biology, because of those biological differences, right? Growing up, let's say she acts more boyish, right? She's more active. She doesn't want to play with dolls.
But there are different factors that
She
play
doesn't
into
want to play with dolls.
Yeah.
She wants to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, most times, 9 out of 10 times, she's going to start dropping off. She's not as strong as they are anymore. She can't perform physically. Because she doesn't have the testosterone anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the traditional man's roles are protection. Because the idea is, as a man, you're stronger.
Mm-hmm.
You're more resilient to physical pain or whatever, because you're bigger. And all this, ideally, and because of
resilient to physical pain.
Yeah.
Because you're a man.
Because you're bigger. That's the idea.
You can tolerate. I don't.
That's the idea.
Where is the research for this?
Okay. When you see Shaquille O'Neal and Kevin Hart, who do you think would take 5 bullets and be fine?
Okay.
Because the idea is you're bigger.
So
You're bigger, you're stronger, you're more resilient to physical pain. That's the idea of it from the outside.
But is it that?
So
That's the idea, but is it fact?
No, the point. Yes, of course, most men are. The average man to the average woman.
They are more resilient to pain.
From outside sources, yes. Like in a case of, I'm going to shoot someone or something. It's seen as because the man has more muscle here, he's stronger, he can handle more of it. So because of that, your responsibility, responsibility because you're stronger is, okay, these people that are weaker than you, right? Do not mistreat them or something. Because weaker doesn't mean, like physically weaker doesn't mean
weaker,
that what's it called, inferior to you. Might be smarter than you. Like, they still have things.
Their own strengths.
Yeah, they still have things to offer to the table. So the thing is, you notice a lot of societies, like we said in Nigeria, where let's say a man and a woman, because the man believes, I'm bigger, I'm stronger, she should be subservient to me. You find a lot of couples where the woman wants to bring something to help the family.
But because of the man's pride.
Exactly, his pride, and it's like, I'm a man, you don't bring anything, I protect you, you don't do anything, you don't contribute, blah, blah, blah.
But how does this tie into the fact
down.
of like, but how does this tie into the fact of like now those chicks actually feel like they are men? You get my point? Like they are like tomboys. You get my point? Like they identify as being more masculine because of like, for example, like what I wanted to tell you before was that there are certain factors in play. Yeah? Like you come from a household of just girls. You get my point? Like let me give you an example. I have two older sisters, and my mom. And I grew up mostly with my mom, and those things, but I act like a guy most of the time, but like deep down, I still have some things I picked up from my acting like because I had like 6 women around me growing up. You get my point? So I act more feminine. I'm more in touch with my feelings and all this kind of stuff. You get my point? So my own thing is that like those factors being in play actually determine whether like you are like, you get my point, you're either lean heavily towards one side or the other of the spectrum. You get?
So in that case, you're a feminine man.
Not really. I'm more of a centrist man.
Feminist man, but you're still a man, right?
I'm more centrist.
No, but the point is you're still a man, right? And because of that, you have those responsibilities. So you can decide to. You have choice. You can decide to forfeit them and be like, no, I don't want to protect people. I want to be protected. The fire starts. Like, no, I want to go to women and children. I don't want to wait around with the men.
Nah.
Yeah, but
that's not me.
That's the point.
That's not me, bro.
That's the point, because as a man, you have those responsibilities in society as well. I mean, because of your physical and biological nature, like, those responsibilities are placed on you.
Yeah, placed on you by society. That's my argument.
Because of your nature biologically, it's like a woman too, right? She's given. We know women have the whole caring nature.
Yeah.
Right? Because of biologically, they groom the child for 9 months. They're more in touch with that child than you ever will be. She carried that child for 9 months in her growing. So by the time that child comes out, she's seen as closer to that child. That's why she takes on the role of more caring in that idea. Right? Because most of it is not just that society says, you do this because you should do it. It's that there's a logic behind it, which is you are stronger, take care of the weaker ones. You are more caring, you try to understand, you do this more. Find a place that's suited to so that society can work.
I understand what you're saying, yeah. I already get what you're saying. You actually make points, yeah. But what I'm saying in general is that like this differs from, but this is obvious, yeah. It differs from person to person. You know what I mean? There are individuals, yeah, that legitimately like. There are some people that their mother is more ruthless to them than their fathers. You get my point? Some they are
ruthless is
yes, like no, I'm not saying like they are okay. Chill now. I'm saying that there are some mothers that are like they are the ones that are emotionally distant ones. Like I know some one of my friends when we were in secondary school, his dad was chill. Like his dad was stay at home dad. The mom was the one that was the bringer. Do you get? Like the mom was the active person.
But like, how does that key into toxic masculinity?
No, it doesn't key into toxic masculinity. I don't know whether it's a healthy guy, healthy masculinity. I really don't know.
I think because
of I don't know. Society actually, especially in Nigeria, oh my God, society sees men that stay at home without like and their wife is working as being like subhuman. I guess you can call them like pets, house pets, glorified house pets.
Yeah, of course, because traditionally women haven't been able to work and be able to
bring in the bag like a lot of money.
So now we're in a situation where there's some times where the woman is now the one that she's providing for the family. Right? So she's the one providing for the family. So you as the man, you have to take up some of the other responsibilities like caring for the kids and stuff like that. But the idea is now like, because like we said, biologically it was a situation of you're bigger so you can provide. But now it's not about how big you are. Yeah, it's not about how strong you are anymore, ideally. Now you have to provide, but it's not based on physical attributes necessarily the way it was before. So now a woman can go and get the bread, she can go and provide for the family. But that's why I feel like there's still I don't call it a confusion, but a shift, and we're trying to find our place, right? We're trying to find out what the new masculinity would be essentially.
Yeah.
Because now it's not necessarily providing in that same way it was.
Yeah, because of women are more than capable of providing too.
Yeah,
that's the thing that like most men don't understand is that like even if your woman is making more money than you, you shouldn't be feeling insecure about that.
I don't think they have to do
less stress.
I think they understand.
Yeah, but it's easy to say that.
Yeah, I get that. But like, so I was talking to someone. I was talking to someone about this because we had an argument about this, and the guy was like, that man, if his wife is providing more than him, that he feels like it's okay, yeah. But he knows that he's going to be taken, like she can insult me anyhow and he has to like stomach it.
Nah, but like,
because that's the idea
exactly.
You usually have. Because you provide.
I didn't
more.
say the guy's nationality though.
Yeah, but that's the idea Nigerians usually have. You don't have to tell me. Because because you have the advantage in the situation of I provide that the idea of the toxic culture in Nigeria especially is like because my contribution is more than yours, but her contribution should be just as important. She cares for the household.
So that's why.
But because you bring the money, you're like, I'm on top of you.
Yeah.
I can insult you how I want.
There's always
it
that.
Shouldn't be like that. No matter who has more money.
There's always that.
Exactly. No matter respect.
I don't. Thank you. Like there's that lack of respect. Like in terms of people always want to be in charge. Like they have to be someone to be in charge. Like there's no respect. In the sense of like, I can sit down and have a conversation with a 2-year-old and like, I value what the person is saying.
2-year-old.
I didn't mean you. I mean that I'll just. So, like you can talk to a 2-year-old or a 6-year-old, a 10-year-old, Then like you don't say because you're 2, because you're like you don't say like you don't have anything to say. You treat everybody with respect. You treat everybody equally. Like, you don't have to. No one has to be inferior or superior to another person. You get. And so far as you're in a relationship, like there should be that. There's a balance. There's no inferior or superior person. Like, or like of course, like there can be a leader of the house. This can be a man or the woman. Yeah, but like traditionally in Nigeria, it's usually the man.
Now I don't believe in that because
There
co-parenting.
should be a clear
Co-parenting, equal rights, equal treatment,
but that
like
has nothing
equal
to do
respect.
with the family though.
Yeah, nah. This is what people don't understand about that. Yeah,
Well,
marriage is a
let me
commitment,
finish
but
the
this
point.
is a discussion for another video.
Let me
honestly.
finish the point.
Let's go back to
the
the
point I
subject
was
at hand.
making. There was there doesn't have to be like there should be a leader here, but like there doesn't have to be a superior or an inferior person in the relationship. Like structure.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
that's exactly spoken well. Very nice
In
statement.
a society where you have a leader and you have a follower that does something else to the society, the idea should be, just because I'm a leader, that doesn't make my position
any
more valuable than
than
yours.
exactly.
Because you contribute to the society just as much. And I feel like that would be one, in my opinion, that's a good trait of like a healthy masculinity where, I take the role of a leader, but everyone else that isn't a leader is just as valuable.
Exactly.
In every situation. So it shouldn't be, I feel like toxic masculinity is when you take the position that I'm the leader and everyone's below me.
Yeah.
Now that's toxic.
Yeah, that's
because now it's
toxic,
like
man.
I do what I want.
Nobody has any rights to talk when
You
you're
can't
talking
tell
all
me
this kind of
anything.
stuff.
Exactly. But when it becomes a more healthy form, I'm the leader, I'm the one in charge, I'm trying to care, but everyone else is doing something to help me as well. We're all contributing to each other.
I feel like it should be like, I'm the man of the house here. Yeah, I'm the man. But that doesn't mean that I won't take what you see into account.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're just as valuable to this relationship, to this society, to this home as I am.
Because let's be honest, the home without a mother or a father, you get my point? Like a home with just a single dad or a home with a single mom is really not complete. They actually need each other. No, they need each other. It's not ideal,
but
it happens.
It's not complete because there are single moms and single dads that they take on the responsibility of
both. Yeah, I get that. I come from a single. I come from.
It's not ideal, but it's not compatible like that.
No, it's not ideal. Yeah, it's not ideal because of like different factors play into that. But I'm saying that like on its own, in of itself, a woman or a man handling just both the responsibilities of being both the father and the mother, it's not ideal. Do you get my point? I come from one, so I know. You get my point? It's not ideal, but like that's when you know that for a fact that each part, like both of them actually play a crucial role in the development of the family and development of the children's lives. That's what I think.
There was a point here. I remember so clearly when I was I don't know how old exactly I was, but my dad came back home with roasted chicken, but it wasn't properly roasted. Like it was roasted, but like it was rushed. So like he came back and then it was just me, it was just myself, my dad, and my uncle that were home. My uncle came to visit. No one else was at home. My mom had gone. My mom had traveled. My brother was like there was no just myself, my dad. Then my uncle now came to visit. So he came with roasted chicken, but then it wasn't properly roasted. Sorry for repeating that. Then he told me to share it for everybody because I was younger. I was the youngest among all of us. As I shared it, but I was not like, nah, like this is raw. Like some parts I remember were like, no, come on, like we're all men here. I think that was the first time that I actually thought of, oh shit, like I am actually a man now. You get like that. It made me think about when, like how the type of man I would like to be. You get like seeing we've seen a lot of movies like them, James Bond and all of that. Then you know like in James Bond he's like at the end of the day, he usually gets the girl, getting like ladies' man and all of that. It made me think if I would like, what sort of man would I want to be? You get me? Like in the sense that I don't want to be that I should get from you is I own you but like
sure.
I mean that didn't leave a lot of room for.
I actually grew up like with that whole thing of like growing up here to me, me and my dad like he always told me, like he always talked to me about like stuff like that's not a man should act, that's not how a man should act, that's not how a man should behave, that kind of thing, and what it means to be a man. So like for a long time, even till like I came here too, cause like you catch me when I was like in the beginning days when I was always saying, guy, like that's manly and all this kind of stuff. Because of like I was always saying that thing because of that's what my dad used to tell me, like always that effort. So I was always like, what does it mean to be a man? What does it truly mean to be a man? And I really didn't have like an outlet to like talk to about this kind of stuff. Because like my dad, I loved my dad, yeah, but like he wasn't really like someone that I could like talk to about like emotional stuff. It was mostly my mom. So like the emotional bonding, I had like a lot of time with my mom.
And I think I also think that in the typical Nigerian film, like the picture of a man or the masculine characters, I mean typical Nigerian films of they were old now for our youth, you get, not we're old men now. My bad, sorry. So like typical Nigerian film, old Nigerian film, the masculine characters in the movie were either funny, were either funny, like funny by funny, I mean like stupid. Like they weren't the brightest in the room, you get, so they were always getting outwitted by kids, like the kids in the house. Or he was
stoic.
Yeah, he was very stoic. He was very
very stoic. Like that's what I was going to say. Very. We've already things fall apart.
He's black and white. He's either here or there. He's never in the middle. He can never. He's not available. He's not. What's the word I'm looking for? He's not relatable. You get? It was always an extreme.
I think like that's to do with like the audience at the time that was in that, like the target audience. The target audience of then, they were all stoic men. Like let me give you an example. That's why I was like, we have already things fall apart here. Okay, it's this
I know.
Yes, that book here. At the end of the day, the MC was the manliest man I've ever seen in my life. Like that dude straight up committed suicide at the end. Why? Because he didn't want to live in a society that was like where it was dominated by the white man. It was during the colonial era. It was really like it was gone home. And then like he had like how many
going back to that,
like it's like a manly thing.
Why? He abandoned his responsibilities.
Exactly.
Not really though. He tried to fight for like against them. They imprisoned him. He came out
and he gave up.
Exactly, like easiest way out. Like I think also going with that. I mean that's on that extreme. You get like I can't do what I want to. So like I'm done. You get like the portrayal of men in movies was always the extreme. There was never a relatable man in the Nigerian film. You get like it was either you're extremely funny, you're extremely stupid, you're extremely
bad boy.
You're a bad boy.
You're the bad guy.
You're the toxic man. You get like there was never a relatable man in Nigerian films.
Or do you mean like a good, healthy?
There was never a healthy masculine.
There wasn't any like Uncle Phil. Let me put it like that. There wasn't
exactly. Like, there wasn't
characters like that you relate to. I'm like, oh shit, this is a regular dude. Yeah. Like until today, like you barely see. That was it. Today you barely see characters that actually relate.
There's more now than there was. But I mean, the thing is, like there was rarely a dad in Nigerian films where that you like, oh, I want like once that like that kind of father I want to be to my kids. Get. Like, it was always the dads were always either toxic or like they were stupid or they were like distant. Like they were never. There was never like. No, exactly. But then once you now go to watch an American films, you see like them Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, them Uncle Phil, or like you watch something like
Marcos, them what's the name of these movies? Like them like 70s show. You see like I'm not not just for the black. There was a picture like whether be it black or white, but like there was always a masculine character like that like okay fine like that's not person I want to be like that's why to be but since you see yourself like I'm Nigerian, but it was really hard to imagine yourself in being that type of person. And what if it was in the Nigerian film like overall like this is I understand what you're saying more than I understand what
I didn't watch a lot of Nigerian films, so I can't really speak on it, but the ones that I did see, I agree with you on that. There weren't really a lot of good male role models, right? And then that leads into where boys get their masculinity from growing up. Because like, as a young boy, your primary father figure is your father, obviously. So like, when you're looking for the kind of man you want to be, first of all, it's usually how you see your father, right?
Yeah.
So the first man you see how to put to emulate to be a dad. If you have a good relationship with him, you most likely want to be like him. But if you now have a bad relationship, you don't want to be like him. And then you look and you see how in media they portray him, the kind of men they see in media. And that can cause some troubles if the media is completely screwed up. Right?
Very true.
Because it's like, okay, if you're to grow up in today's world, right? The media seems to demonize a lot of the ideas around masculinity and frame them as toxic masculinity, right? Because there are good points about it. I agree with that, but there are some that are just over the top. Like you know how they'll come and say, "Man spreading, or your legs are too wide, you're covering too much space," and that doesn't make sense. And you're using that as an argument, which doesn't make sense. So a young boy growing up, he doesn't know what to do. He's like, "Oh, does that mean I have to close my legs, or does I have to be uncomfortable? I have to, you know?" And that leads into what I was saying earlier, where you're turning a boy into some sort of weak man.
Yeah.
Exactly, someone that can just be stepped on because he's trying to please everyone.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
So that is very, very sad.
Yeah, because that's the issue. That's why I hold the opinion that media is remarkably powerful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
it's influence.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, a lot of us still are blind to it. We don't admit how much the media actually influences our kids or ourselves in general. You know, there's reasons. I saw someone was like, there's reasons called television programming. You know? We try programming how you think and stuff. But what you watch, eventually you pick things from there.
Yeah. And to your point, where you're seeing like the media actually plays a pivotal role in shaping us like young boys into being like men, into being men. It's very true because like for a fact I know that we really didn't get like talks from our dad on like how to live life. You get my point? Like not like let's say we got talks, but like we got talks for like when it comes to like what to do with money, how to move, like all those kind of stuff. But like when we were talking about like the talks, I'm talking about like how like emotional talks, like how a mother sits down her daughter and like when she gets her first period or whatever, you sit her down like this is just a normal change that happens, blah blah blah. They explain and they talk out through the process of becoming a woman. You get my point? You get what I'm saying? And when it now comes to like the man aspect, I think the first time that you have a wet dream, you just come out and your dad just looks at you like, oh, okay. And he just leaves. You get my point?
After your wet dream,
no, dude, what the Jesus, fuck. No, I'm saying like once he sees like you come out with your PJs like for morning prayer or something like that, it's just sees the thing stain and just looks at you and like.
Hold up, so you had your first wet dream and then you didn't think to change.
My mom came with broom to wake me up. How would I change? Just come outside, let's go and pray. What would I do? I should be like, oh, give me a second, let me change. I'm trying to understand why this is covered. I didn't pee myself and something sticky is on my clothes. Huh? It's sticky, nigga. It's fucking look at this guy. Now what for you, nephew? Guy, you cannot understand having a wet dream.
No, I was not thinking, but like my thing. I was trying to like.
A lot of things were going on. Like what the fuck?
There's a lot of boys growing up without
knowing that.
What exactly.
Your dad will never sit you down and talk to you about this type of stuff, dude. No guy like that's why I don't know, man. Maybe that's why guys, man, their first time, like your first time is usually trash. Because like you won't even talk through the process. You just first time that you ever became a man.
Sorry.
The first time you became a man.
I do not know what you're talking about.
Guy, I'm saying that the first time you smashed, you thought you were a man. Like me, I that's the time I said, oh shit, now I'm a man.
So you're having sex. That's what I'm saying. You're having sex.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. This fucking guy. This guy is more of a than any of us.
There's a lot of teaching that is not being carried out.
Exactly. Yeah, so you just go around screwing up.
That's something we do. Because
no, I don't mean my performance.
Because the role model.
I mean like, oh my
god.
Guy, see, you need this thing.
Come on.
But the one that brought it up.
Exactly. I'm just saying like you go around like what I'm talking about like okay now. That's what like let me get to my point. Like the first time you actually did it, yeah. You know my point, like the first time you actually had sex, yeah. You weren't even talk through the process. Chill. You weren't even talk through the process of being like, oh, you have feelings for a girl. You know my point? No. You gained that, but you didn't gain that from like talking to your dad about it.
But you get my point? I got sex education. Exactly.
Dude, sex education in Nigerian schools, maybe your school was good. My school was trash. My man came to our biology teacher guy, Divine Mercy Secondary School. Guy, our biology teacher at that time, bro. Guy, that guy just came. Guy, straight up, the guy came to our class, bro. Just wrote it on the board. Reproduction. Just started dropping organs like I started dropping you. But like, what is going on?
No.
But like, what the hell is going on?
I said sex ed. Like, we actually had a weekend. So it was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Guy.
3 days of actual sex education. Like, a gynecologist actually came and
gave you
exactly. Like, gave proper sex education.
We didn't have that.
I had sex ed in 3rd grade.
No,
Congratulations.
My man was talk to you. Was in 6th grade. I had mine in 6th grade.
Dude,
but
I didn't have mine
until
I entered SS.
I knew SS. Like we had a
SS, man. SS2.
I had a form of sex education there in 3rd, 4th, and I think 5th grade. But like when and someone actually explained, like, yo, this is what sex is. This is what goes on during sex. Yeah. Was when I was in
it was SS2 for me, man.
When I was in like Shaki,
I remember I think I was like
condoms or like Shaki said, this is a condom, this is what a condom is used for. This is the masculine. Like up until that day, I did not know that they were female condoms. Dude. Like Shaki came with female condoms, like different types. I mean, like they were we had proper sex education here. So like I knew exactly what sex was.
Nah, man, I got sex education because
I'm missing out on teaching.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly my point. Because you guys actually even got sex education. Like you got proper sex ed. Us, we didn't get that. That's why my point. I'm coming from the aspect of guys like we just came biology. The guy wrote on the board reproduction. Started blasting out things, and we're just there like. Then at the end of the day, when he started talking about like condoms and shit, all of us were just like, yeah, like, man, so this is what we're going to do. You know my point? Like, it was just so weird. Like, the atmosphere, at first we were like, oh, reproduction, you know, now everyone's not getting hyped for it. Like, oh, yes, this is going to go, they're going to show us practical.
I don't get
like, you get, yes, we're guy, a 14-year-old prepubescent Austin. What do you expect, man? I was excited. I thought that it was going to be a blast. I thought it was going to be fun. I was like, yes, bring it on. And this guy just came and just started dropping words about what's even going on inside the body. Like, dude.
The first time I ever had, like it was unofficial. There wasn't sex education. Like I just felt like throwing the story, saying the story. Yeah, I think I was 7 or 8 years old. Yeah. By then there was Gold Circle. It's a condom brand.
Yeah, we know.
So like there was Gold Circle ad, Gold Circle ad now. Yeah. So the ad was always going on, like always like get to show it on TV, NTA.
Yeah.
So one day, like, cause I don't know I did not know what this was. You get? And then my uncle, my mom's cousin, was living in our hospital. Yeah, guest house. So. I went to his. I hung around him a lot. Like he was one of like the key masculine figures in my life too. Like when I was growing up. So I was in his quarters now. Then I saw a cartoon of Gold Circle. Yeah. So then I did not know what this was. I was always seeing it on TV. And then I have it like, yo, is this sweet? This sounds be a tragedy. I don't know what it was. Yeah. One day, like I saw the guy just laughed about it.
Save yourself. No. You can't leave the story,
bro. I'm telling the story, man. He laughed about it. Yeah. Then I left. Then later on in the night, I told my mom like, I want to go to food. I'm like, mommy, buy for me Gold Circle. She was like, do I know what it is? I was like, no. She just laughed and like shrugged off. Like that was the last of it. It's just, I honestly don't know why just now I remember story. Like I'm not to do this. Like I'm just remembering story right now. Like bro.
So ideally, like a lot of men are growing up and they're not getting
any education.
They're not getting education about crucial things.
Yeah.
And the issue is, where do you now get it from? Because if you don't have a good male figure in your life,
Yeah.
They're going to get it from maybe a guy that's a cultist or
some random Jew.
Yeah, or
some
you,
nigga in
or you go to TV and see the latest rap video, you know?
Yeah,
I think that's how sex works.
Sex for future.
Auto future.
Yeah, dude, like that's the thing, yeah. That's when I was like, you, like, for me, but like, I don't know how it's going to sound, but like, the fact of the matter is that, like, at the point where I knew, okay, fuck, I'm actually a man now, after like first time I had sex, I was when I was like,
Sure?
yeah, like, yeah, I'm a man.
Why?
Why does that make you feel like you're man?
I don't know, I just looked at, like, from, like, growing up, I always, like, there was no sex in my house, like there was no sex. There was no sex. You don't get my point. You don't get my point. You don't get my point.
So you want to walk this. You want to walk out. You want to leave your house.
Let me rephrase that. Go shut the fuck up.
And then come back.
No. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Don't talk about that. No.
Bro.
So I'm saying, now listen to the point. I said there was no sexual content in the house. Please. They're my parents.
Why you're a kid?
Look at, that's exactly my point.
Maybe
my
my
point was like, okay,
do you have a younger brother?
I have a younger brother.
So I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, let me explain my point first. This is what I meant by there was no, like, see, there was no, like, all this kind of channels, like, weren't even allowed. Like, we had parental control. Yeah, my dad had like parental control. So they all these Big Brother things, we didn't watch them. There was Big Brother when we were kids.
Big Brother Africa.
Yes, Africa. There was Big Brother Africa before they decided Big Brother.
I didn't know if
there was Big Brother. But the truth of the matter is, like, all those kind of channels, like MTV channel, all this kind of stuff, yeah, they were unlocked for us. As they should be, yeah.
Well, not my house.
We didn't have Kama Sutra. We didn't have anything.
I felt no, but the thing, yeah, my house, like, we felt like you were singing if you were listening to music.
Yes, that's the thing I'm saying.
So,
like, that's exactly my point. My point was like, growing up in that time, I wasn't really exposed to sex. You know what I mean? Like, growing up, I wasn't exposed to sex. So like, I found out about sex like when I was like, I was one of those kids that actually believed that if you like when you get married, you truly love each other.
Yeah, but that's fine.
So like, I actually got exposed to sex in like SS1, then like SS1, GSS3, end of GSS3, SS1. That's when we learned that, oh shit. I remember my G came to church and now showed us the clip that changed our whole lives.
Bro,
that's how we knew.
Did
about
you
sex.
get that?
So you got porn from.
You watched porn
yes,
for the first time.
That's when we knew
first
about
blunder
what.
is he got sex ed from porn.
Yes.
What is porn first of all? Sorry.
What is sex?
What is porn?
It just gives you a hint of what sex should look like.
What are we talking about? What are these things?
But yeah,
I mean, I see I don't know what porn is, please. I am
Shut the fuck up, you brass ass prude.